Tenang so YouTube lá com sama mutungidus. Zoom tipo mai pace. Zoom ta YouTube nika. Shargire. Inang so yang so tumpan so shargirera. Isso okay. But ina de ming de sokado.
You're live. What was your question though?
Zumba.
I think you live. Is there something else?
Di mai pace. Di mai pace da so me paso.
I think you don't have to watch that. I mean, that's just showing you that you're live. Just has to go back to Zoom, I think, right?
Zoom te lasciare medo.
Zoom is the app you have to turn it on.
De. Oh, de. Got it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hang so gut. Da kann ich keine. Life is Amaru. Life is Amaru. Life is Amaru.
Oh yeah. So
welcome everyone to Shtele.
Hello, how are you? Bom dia, tudo bem?
Then Dobre utra. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. And in Chinese I don't.
That's what you should do. So that is a nyama yimayinayo. Ane tuna chimojini andela bebatela ane tuji chase.
So first of all, welcome everyone to Shtele, in Tibetan to Shtele. And so all of you are, I welcome all of you guys here gathered together in this Sunday class, like so interested in understanding, listening to these teachings on Sunday.
Yeah. And then young arts ningo kala. Tojachi zani tini yin sonza. Chichena.
Because now it's after lunchtime, so maybe because you are ready with this full stomach and you maybe fall to sleep, just pay attention. Don't fall to sleep. Otherwise your body is here. But then you dream very nicely, then it's not so beneficial.
당아주 처음부터 대화도를 능물만도 봐야 돼. 아주 정말 직질인 손사 당아주 대화 들당 답시 가르치고도 능물 세당 답시 가르치고 좋아서 어디 가냐 지금 로종 나한테 해야 돼.
Hello. Since all of us we are the same in the sense of wishing happiness and wishing to avoid any kind of suffering or unwell-being. And so because of all of us, we are the same in this sense, we wish the same. And so today we are going to talk and reflect about like the ways of getting good moments and avoiding bad experiences.
Yeah. That dini ale tambo ngona ngaso joshi mushi dini pa namusula maji ngona ya.
Okay, so just before we start with this class today, I just want to make a brief introduction of the place where you are now, since most of you are new today. And so here is the group, our group name is Shide, which means Shide means peace of mind in Tibetan. So you are here in Shide, a group founded almost 1.5 years ago by Geshe Gyaltsen and Geshe Sonam. And their main aim was to really put into practice all of their knowledge about Buddhist philosophy and psychology in order to really help others in the daily life, in the process of getting well-being and avoiding any kind of unwell state of mind. And then through understanding, mostly through understanding the process of consciousness. And so this is the main aim of this group, okay, is in order to help people to think about methods to live this life a little bit better and more in peaceful with oneself. And this group is a group of 15, a little bit more than 15 geshes, all of them Tibetans coming from Kham, the region Kham. And we here teach so Dharma, not just Dharma in Buddhist religions, but mainly through process of psychological and philosophical understanding, okay? And also we have like Tibetan classes, and some geshes also study foreign languages like English, Tibetan, English and Chinese and so forth, in order to the future to be able to teach straight in foreign languages, okay? And in order to this, we need someone to teach them, some volunteers, and so anyone is welcome to volunteer. So it's like that, and we, of course, we are a group that wish to just promote the well-being methods of well-being in daily life. Okay, so this is Shide Geshe Gelsen Serin. So he's a monk from Tibet Kham. He came from Tibet, walking on the mountains in '88, and then he fled Tibet and exiled straight in the monastery in South India, Drupal Monastery, where he started and finished his Buddhist philosophy studies after 23 years, and then he became a Geshe. Geshe is the title of this sort of PhD title, so Geshe Lharampa. And then he studied 1 year Tantra, and from 10 years, he's one of the teachers of Buddhist philosophy at the Tibetan Library. Okay, I don't know if you already been there, but so he's one of these teachers and also founder of this place here. Okay, and I'm his student. I'm also 10 years here in Dharamshala, and currently I'm also studying this Buddhist philosophy course at the Nunnery, in the Rinchen Nunnery, and I'm originally from Brazil. Okay, and so this is our short presentation.
That's all. Tiki.
Namaste.
Yeah. That didn't also Tambo de la Karchia in City Gala. Tamazo. Ya diri nima chega ta chuzo sumba ji dikanga ta na joki ni suzu le ka je yore na ya ka pla suzu ya ji ya ma dini mombo ji yonga ta ne ko la zo semde de ze sangi singa ro e cha yo sonza na semba de lolo ji dan zenda de pita bo ji yonga la ngon le nga zo de ze gum kama kashi ri la gum ja yin.
Okay, so since we already like after lunchtime, afternoon, so probably we already did so many things today, and because of this, our mind is already a little bit agitated. So in order to have the best use of our time here, our 2 hours class time here, so let's just try to calm down these thoughts through a very brave meditation on breath. Okay, let's just sit proper.
But
you can sit whatever way you wish. Okay, you can sit just like the way that you are, but the most important is to keep straight your spine. You can you don't need to cross the legs if you don't want. If you want, and the position of the hands doesn't matter how do you put. Okay, you can live like this, or you can leave your hands on the top of the knees. It doesn't matter. Whatever you feel more comfortable. The most important is so since the most important for now is to reduce a little bit that the mind, the talkative mind that you have here. So because this is the purpose of this meditation that we are about to do, and so we are gonna focus on the breath.
Yeah.
And the meditation on the breath has some techniques, and so I'm going to explain a few of these techniques now.
Yeah.
Okay, the first way, the first process or technique is, let's do this together now, is just try to focus in whatever the air comes into your nostrils. So whatever is inhale and then exhale. Inhale, in exhale. So you have to focus just on this. You just place your mind in whatever air is coming and going out from your nostrils.
Yeah. 저도 묵좀니 답되어나 묵좀.
If you feel like closing your eyes, it's okay.
육도로 다니 기도로
But if you close your eyes and then fall to sleep, no problem. So you just you can open a little bit, leave a little bit open your eyes.
다인다.
Okay, let's start.
Ayang karre zitikala. Ya ngumya te dhamma taya ni bodi. Shik pe ringa kaki chagdu. Ma taya te shikchaya yugudu. Ya ngumya te shikchaya yugudu. Tela samotani yang sozo semba tagarang latini.
Okay. Now, next step is to keep focusing in the air that comes in and comes out from your nostril, but then pay attention in which of the inhalation or exhalation is stronger. The air is coming is stronger inside or is going outside is stronger. Just pay attention on this now. Okay, let's do it.
Tayang sozo yamangu bikyalya. Na ko yebani yamangu yad shikchaya yugudu. Na ko yomani uyamataya de shikchaya yugudu. Tela samotani deo.
Okay, now next step is to pay attention in which of the nostril comes stronger. From the left nostril comes stronger or from the right nostril come and goes out stronger. Just have a look at this.
Oh yeah, ayang sozo ya ma tambi kavle ya nguya te long tsamorendu dramorendu ma taya te tsaworendu dramorendu terang surchi terang sozo sembatene yang kama kashiri karza karchong karsha kashiri.
Okay, now for the next seconds. So just pay attention on the temperature. So when the air is coming in, so how is the temperature? Is it cold or is warm? When it's exhaling, when the air is coming out, cold or warm?
So tadini nguya tama tani bodi tranga chik zini ngaso tranga ge parte yang sozo sembat tembo chinti kala teni tranga ge parte ro teni tsadi kala ya nguya tedam ma tani bodi chik la zini ani tranga ge tendo tsadi kala te ze lolo cheni te zide odini zida nguji 소위.
Okay, so now last step is count each inhalation and exhalation 1. So do it until 8, and after counting 8, just completely relax, and then we start the class.
Let's go. Tadini 이게 단다 라야데 저런 소리야. 저 지금 남도 뭐당 지금 심바데 야 데보미비 갑당 딘디 갑리야. 니버드 저런 저 딘디 다기게 가시 라서 어디 난시 지니 저런 저 삼로 당바이나 소소 그 셈도 소소 그 다고 잡토야. 나 셈바 롤로 용야라 벤데벤도 용고레스.
Okay, now I just spoke about this method or these techniques on focusing the breath and counting and so forth in order to tranquilize this mind, right? This talkative and very agitated mind. So this is just in order for the benefit of this class, but you can use always this kind of techniques in your daily routine for the benefit of your own actions, that activities, that whatever you're gonna engage with.
Yeah. 다 소소가 셈데 소소가 다고자 투와이나 펜도 가래 요래 라바이나.
And then this is in order to be able to control the mind. And what is the benefit of controlling the mind?
소소가 셈라 가르탱기 요바다. 소소가 셈래 지 남도 가르치기 요바. 양가 셈바 zambo 가르치기 요바. 또소 처마데 소소 무슨 투브레스.
Is in order to be able to recognize whatever the mind is thinking, whatever the mind is wishing.
단디네 거라 가르쳐 지더니 로 일라말라 뇽다 치모 지그나라 홍대야 주치 가르레 소소가 셈데 소소가 다고자 마타 바지다 아니 소소가 셈래 남도 가르샤르기 요바도 소소 무즈 마타 비켈라 테니 아졸라 카니도 용데 요레.
Because actually nowadays, all the sensations that we have, the mental sensations that we have, that we are not so ease, or like the unsatisfaction states of mind that we have continuously, actually is just result of a very agitated and uncontrolled state of mind, that we are going under the force of this talkative mind. Just for example,
아마 지금 소소가 부디 가르치기도 갈래레 부드더니 지네 부 가르치기 드니 지네 야고지 다고지 토이나 부데 하양사도 드니래 아마 도요 비깔라 야 잡토야다 안지 코 다단 도사들래야 코 부데 지리모샤 토야다 돈다 부데래 좀 마용하다 부데 지 제모세나 가리나 코 니메 교메지리야 다다지 송줍제 투도
just like in an illustration, it's just like a mother educating the kid. So in order for the kid to be obedient and to really to be able to do whatever the mother speaks and says and so forth. So the mother controls, observes exactly the kid. So whatever the kid goes, and so the mother is controlling, is observing. And so whenever the kid goes in a wrong direction, so forth, the mother is able to bring back the kid and then give advices and so forth. Why? In order for the kid to avoid any kind of bad behaviors and to be well controlled.
Yeah. Dirisani Zambolilia, mi mambojiga gum zade pe donashi chimochiadang, ane ji da ming ramanda tani donazo gum jayachi, mitsu sami donachigdo.
Nowadays in this planet, many people are teaching, studying and practicing meditation, right? But what means actually meditation?
Meditation
is the technique in order to control one's own mind. Nowadays we receive many questions that people, I have so much anxiety, worry, or even like so much depression, what to do with this? And so we receive many questions about about this.
야 가지고 나 사샤 가wan도네 기부촌님이 두스.
And then some people also say, wherever I go for tourism and so forth, actually I don't have the proper happiness.
그래. 바로 저 셈바 기부요나 셈바 롤로요나 사샤 간디질은 도나요. 이제 사샤 대란신 그 기부도지요.
And it's true that if we have our mind in a very peaceful state, wherever we go, actually we are happy.
소소가 셈라 남도 드라만다 소 셈바 마키바 딘디체니 배링간도 왔다 사실 기부질은 도 되와이나. On
the other hand, if our mind is too agitated or anxious or depressed, sad and so forth, doesn't matter if you go to a very nice place, plenty of like a very nice picnic with very nice scenery, we still don't feel that happy. It's true that maybe out of the outer conditions, like 20 or 10 or 20, 30% is responsibility of the outer conditions. But the most important in order for us to experience happiness comes from our own side, from our own mind. So 80% is our own responsibility. Before when China just kick us out from Tibet, there is one place here in Himachal Pradesh. Here in Himachal Pradesh state, there is one very nice city that calls something like Dalhousie.
호텔에 닦고서 zaman 컴바도 컴바 탑자들이 나는 데리가라 아 차바식 치모잡디 갈래더니 컴바도 전화를 배 추용들이 갈래죠 디나니 겐라질 타바질 컴바데 배 탑자 지마도 촌이 대사요 말이다 디가면 대사요 말와 대선의 공 컴바 탑자 지마도요 말이다.
Then they one Tibetan he went to the Dalhousie and he stayed in a very poor and bad state conditions house, and when it was raining, it was raining inside the house also. And once it was raining very strong, and then all the neighbors said, poor of this Tibetan monk that is staying in this very poor house. And then they say, because they know about the poor condition of that house, and they went to have a look at to meet this monk. And then what this monk was doing? And so let's say that the room that he was staying is just like this room, and then and most of the place it was leaking. Can you say leaking? So it was leaking just in the middle, right in the middle of the room. It was not leaking, and so he placed his mattress exactly in the middle of the room. And then he was just laying down with his mattress with the legs like just bending like this, very happy. And then he was very happy like that inside the leaking room, but in the place where it was not leaking on the top of his head. So, and what this shows, because he didn't have option, like he didn't have option to improve that room, but he had option to transform his own perception of reality, and so his own perception of his reality he could change. So it was what he did.
지금 코리 비타보 요바에 삼로당
and also sometimes when we are in a very another example also is when we are in a very amazing nice place, but if you don't know how to think, or if you just transform our way of thinking in a very uptight thinking, like we can remind about the corona situation, COVID-19 situation. For example, in Spain, in your country, there was a lady. She lived in a very nice place, very nice home.
디그 니콜라야 jansen kanto da pe kola pe sacha pe chimbo yores koron
And then,
kama
yes, all her neighborhood was very nice, like very fancy and beautiful. So,
da kole chin thjing ge chene kangi chuni yo
so she didn't have any problem of external conditions, right?
imba inna ya
But
ane toyo na sa kavle chikola shira do
during
me
the
so
corona, because she couldn't go out so often,
ta ko no de go di kala
and
ko
then
de
she needed to stay at home, and then she was so anxious, like she was so uptight,
ta ka jila dini pe ko nyoba chato chini
and sort of she almost became crazy.
nge gift chi yore ko jini ane tanga pe
From one of my students, I listened to this story, and then she said, "Oh, I can't stay here anymore. What should I do?" She asked me.
oje ni so ni joran dini samlo tanda ya mendo dini samlo tan sho dini samlo tan sho yo de chena ya yore ai dini kola ka je dini shedi kan chis koron dini do samlo tani de je pendo chungja
And then because she asked me what to do through my student, and then I explained, I gave her some advices sort of, or some ideas like what to do or not to do and so forth, and then slowly after she reflected, and then maybe I became a little bit better.
제가 셀로 지가서 소 능가 삼로도 야고지 땅 심바이나 코리 약소라 야 자세야 담바 두미도스 야 치로건 특히 자세야 담바 야고요나야 기보용이 차바미도 대주데 서서 삼로 땅 쇼텔라 그라리.
So what this shows is, what I'm trying to show you is that actually if you know how to think, like doesn't matter which kind of conditions, external conditions we have, because your happiness or unhappiness doesn't come 100% from the outer conditions, but also if you live in a very nice place, like with good outer conditions, but if you don't know how to think, also comes problems. And so what I'm trying to show here is how important is the way of thinking, of perceiving things. Actually, we as persons, we as people, what is the nature of this human being state? We don't know how to go together with many, with community. Like we don't. In Brave is we don't know how to go in social communities, and also we don't know how to stay alone. And what means this? What means that if you stay alone in your place, if I tell you stay alone in your place, very nice, relaxed, calm, quiet, if I tell you that, and then you tell me, oh, I can't stay here, it's too much for me. And then okay, so if you don't like to be alone, okay, so you go together with so many people, no problem. If I tell you that, and then when this person goes to another with a group of people, that person starts, oh, but that people is not good, that guy is not good, and then start discussing and have so many problems with people. So you see, like the person also doesn't know how to stay in community. So what to do? So what we have to do? If you go with many, so we don't know how to stay with many, and likewise, we don't know how to stay alone. So we are very strange, isn't it? So the most important is the way of thinking. The way of thinking. So what we have to pay attention is, what we have to pay attention is not only in the external financial or structural conditions, but also in the inner way of perceiving things. And what means this, like how the inner perception, like how to perceive outer conditions from understanding the mind, is you have to study about the mode of working, of processing this consciousness. Nowadays, we as Westerns, we can see that it's very important through all the, like either the scientific works and so forth. They say that it's very important to pay attention to the psychological part. And not only that, in India, you Indian girls.
토모 많이 받지 가리요리.
So what is
뭔가
uncommon
생각
feature from
중다.
India?
생각
is that-
토란 레시데 땅원이 전이 야거 그들이 고 가자 고다마 대당 날린다고 개바도 수가 생각 토란 레시다. 삼로당다 디리제고 딘레시 딘앙신게 십서고 안인자물이라 요말.
Mhm. So mainly you guys from India, so you have really to pay attention in your own culture, not only culture in the sense of the most important, most famous, the main psychologist is Buddha. It was Buddha Gautama, and so this Prince Buddha Gautama, not only Buddha Gautama, I mean Buddha Shakyamuni before he was a Prince Gautama, but also all the scholars, all the Panditas, the Indian Panditas from Nalanda, all of them, they came from India. And so you also have to pay attention in this Indian millennial knowledge.
달리라마가 특히 담제 시 디나니 시바 데카리바 저런하고
Do you two girls know about the 4 main commitments of His Holiness Dalai Lama? Not just the 4, but the fourth main commitment of His Holiness. What is that? Do you know? Anyone knows?
저런하고요. 가르라나 특히 담제 시바스나 두도 야나가솔라 로튼 쳔보 시바드스나 나우 자커크 유숑데 냠바 라르소다 미뇨 진진 체고야데 페키 쳔보두 디가 가르레스나 자커 참마이 보바 참마이 마존 잠볼리레야 밀레야 펜토야지 레두스 가디나 송고도아.
Yes, and so the 4th is to pay attention in the ancient tradition, Indian tradition, but not because we are, and to pay attention, to take care to not degenerate this culture and this knowledge. Why is that? Not because we are Indians or because we are Tibetans, not out of this point of view, but because this is has a great benefit for the entire world. So for the entire world, the knowledge that comes from this country, from these Panditas and so forth, is very beneficial. For this reason, all of us, we have to know. And maybe you Indians, you have to know. You have to never give up about studying and understanding this knowledge. Because Buddha Shakyamuni is an Indian expert. He's an expert in the way of consciousness. And just like Nagarjuna and all of the Indian Paritas, they're also expert in the way of the consciousness, the work of consciousness. And this is not a speak of Buddhism. This is talk about some experts. Because they are panditas, they are scholars. Because they are scholars, and so we have to study whatever they already study and proved. You know Nagarjuna? Have you heard about Nagarjuna? What did he say?
Nagarjuna? Machine means cancer. Jagar ke rishon tsawa chembo de tandi nekola jagar la nyam ina ngasu poba ke simni de de ro.
Sometimes I feel a little bit strange and weird because this all comes from the Indian background, Indian culture and so forth. But the Indians itself, sometimes they don't know about their own history. But we Tibetans, we keep this part of the Indian story so precious. And nowadays, we Tibetans that we hold this for such a long time in such a precious way, we are losing our interest. We are not holding as precious as before. We are becoming less and less and less interest in this kind of knowledge. And who is coming with more interest? Foreigners, like Westerns. So we human beings are weird. Even though if one felt
특구미도 와가지고 미세야.
we can't recognize on the partiality in one's own community, in one's own society.
제가 다들이 손자 맞죠 저저 라야 니버도 또나 디나니장 남비숑 쳔보니 송비 샘커리 빠도 솔라가 저 로종 제바이나 디티와 쳔마까지 시고 말해 수수 무슨 디가 나로 쇼키 야라니 본다 마마니 디파리텔레 수수 그 삼로 간디지 다나 수수 기보 용거리 수수 삼로 간디지 다나 수수라 뇨라 용거리 디 참마 디나라야 맞죠래야 칼라도 마손의 배사 초초지 샤샤요 그래서 갈래견
So that's the reason that is very important to really keep this culture alive, okay, this knowledge and culture alive. And not only that, to really go to the studies, the reflections on the root text and the big and main text. This is very important. And this is not talk of Buddhism and so forth. This is not talk. This is for the benefit of everyone, and not only talk of next life and so forth. This is for the benefit of this own life, like in this own daily routine and so forth. This has a great benefit. Just for example, just for example, if we display a very nice, good, delicious food in this table, and then if you say, okay, you take whatever you want to take. Kare,
Zayamaza, Suzuka Zayamaza. Tana, Akalatala Dua Gandijuan, the Duaji, Munichina Tagurba. The Matani Jashana.
Okay, just like the illustration of if I display many kind of nice foods on this table, and then I say, okay, you take whatever you want. And then you don't take anything, and then you don't take anything, and so you don't know the taste of the food that whatever is displayed here. I mean, it's very sad to see the situation. It's just like that. Okay. So the most important is to pay attention in the psychological part of the text. 보비 개발하고 송근하니 초대치니 semgungriba dana nambi senrita darugundi de nibajiyo dela number 2 niberda ani tonache tona permission yagoyore. So for this reason that I'm suggesting you to really pay attention in the psychological part of these texts, and also nowadays even His Holiness Dalai Lama, he speaks a lot about the second volume of the book of Indian classical and Buddhist Indian psychological and philosophical classics, right? And the second volume, which is the volume of the mind. So if you have opportunity to really have this book and read, I think it's going to be beneficial for you. This is the Tibetan version. Okay, for those who speak Tibetan. And the English version is coming. Just wait.
This is Kakakanga.
This means ABC.
Kakakanga
do you know Tibetan language? No? Oh, this is in English. So this is a very good book.
남비기 중근하니 중구요바이나 고야데 가르서 나저 참말라 고야지 나저 참말라 군코 요바지 나저 참말라 뇨다다 깡에 상야게 탑름 주거든 다디나나야 초등전이 송용거래.
Okay, why I'm saying about this book is that because actually all the source of all of our problems is there in this book, and not only that, the source of the way of how to solve our problems is also displayed in this book. So if you have possibility,
okay?
And sometimes when we become to update, even though if we have a very big brain and a head and big memory, like because we are too uptight, and then we turn our big GBs in small GBs.
마도 가르레라나 딘디트 소나니 수소 고야 딘디나니 셀레 데나시 그쇼 간디 치임바이나 자무니라 출리 드라마더여랑 케반 드라마더 코소고 송라 투니 디나니 소소라 군코요바드 셀레 마레 데 남비 그종데 나 남바 마레 데 나타나 디그마 딘디 삼로탄 소소 지비드 소소 춘추소 딘디 마이 바체 건다.
And then and so how do we become uptight and so forth? It's like I'm telling you to read this book, for example, right? And then I say, why? Because there's so many beneficial points in this book. And so if you can read this book and whatever you think beneficial makes sense for you and so forth, and so you apply in your daily life. Whatever doesn't make sense for you, so you just ignore. But on the other hand, those uptight people, what they say, this book here, he's showing me because he's Buddhist, and so he wants to transform me as Buddhist, or just because he wants to show me a Buddhist perspective and so forth. So I'm not gonna read this. And so this is stupid, because if you think like that, you're closing so much your mind and memory and heart and so forth, then you cannot take the quality or the values from this kind of knowledge. So you're transforming your big GBs in a very small GB. Yeah, her expressions are too wide, and so maybe I take a little bit. I put this far away, otherwise she would kick my head. Yeah. I'm just joking. Sorry.
제가 다나신 거 안에 개바 간디지 임바이나 코 출력 간디 임말라 마타와지 콩고 송데 가르 소소라 펜도 요바당 소소고 머셀란 데와 요미요 데 주부타비 토니 소소고 슬렘바이나 아니 데페가 좀 밀레야 지비 침보 요바도 고쳐도 요레스 개바 간디지 임바이나 그 남바 이민데 강사 김선데 마송스 강사 수부 마티스 강사다 케다 침보 임민당 딘딜라마투스 콩고 강 송바 디가 나발라 소소고 머세단 데바 요바지 송요나 미 탑자지 그 시엔조지에는 소소고 셀렘바이나 계산도 소소고 라게레스.
So whatever book you're reading, so you don't look at the name or origin of the writer, of the scholar and so forth. Otherwise, like don't look at his belief and so forth. What you have to, don't look at the person, but just look at his or her advice of teaching. Because then whatever teaching you're reading, and then you put attention in the teaching, then you can receive the benefit, the quality, the knowledge from these teachings, and then you don't close the doors just because you like or dislike the scholar. Okay. And yes, this is the book. So how do you have to think?
가지주의나 남비주의나 힌두주의나 다 간지면 디 시원한지래 시원지다 대양 나초라 펜도요야지 디나라 셰기요레스 나초고 대화용 나초라 대화용도 등우리 마용 탑지 탑람지 땡겨요레 사미토니 소소 탭간이 제로바이나 소소 대 당린 제투고레 로투고레 디나니 렌투고레.
And so, whatever philosophy you're reading, seems like Catholic, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever philosophy you're reading, like take all of the advices from these philosophies, right? And take all the good advices, good foundations, and then these you put into the practice. Don't mind other points, other differences.
야, 뭔다.
Okay.
당에 가르에서 디가나 저시주도다 원로 대제 제보차송이
This was supposed to be a very brief introduction of our class and became very very extended introduction of our class, but whatever I said here, it's very important for you to reflect. Okay.
임바이나 양이 원로 ngotosenayo dagaranga so musiga ane lobsente
but maybe this introduction is pretty much related to whatever we have to talk
musiga dine laya
and also whatever we have to talk about today is pretty much related to the introduction that I just explained. Okay, what is the topic of this class today is, okay, how to be happy. Happy life. Happy life.
Happy
life. Okay.
Happy New Year.
Okay. Happy New Year. No. Happy life.
Happy party.
Happy party also is okay. Even if we celebrate birthday, New Year, and then any kind of holidays,
Happy New Year.
We say Happy happy New Year,
happy party.
happy birthday.
아니 happy
Birthday. Party 말해 birthday.
happy
Birthday kicker.
happy party.
Birthday.
What are they? Oh, okay, happy.
So we always say happy, right?
네
Before.
가르라
What
맞춰라
this
뭐야지.
shows is whatever we need.
뭐야지니?
We need this.
특히 뭐 있나?
So we
걔랑
express
기보
in
영화
words.
쇼, 걔랑 대보 영화 쇼.
We express things. I
like
hope
it.
that you become happy. I hope that we have a nice time.
해피세도 뒤늦게 제모지 가르쳐 버려.
And how happy becomes important.
나도 쇼기는 건다보다 깔리
Because
뒤치게 되죠.
since morning until nighttime, we strive all our energy towards trying to get happiness.
저는 뭐지 다른 사람이
Why you came to Dharamshala? Because you want to be happy, and then you came to Dharamshala, or you're at home.
나 kunga 돈도 뭐야 떼도록 도구문도 다른 사람 누구이라고 말아야.
Or because you didn't come to Dharamshala to spend your money, right?
제가 다 저는 해피 고요 봐이나. 아니
So
저는
if you want to be happy,
니마 따봐 이렇게 트레일러 참견
okay, so you can go up to the mountains to Triund every day. If I tell you this,
이나야 대마 찐로나 기본도.
maybe if you go once,
대마 니로나
it's
기본.
nice. Twice,
이나
it's
대마
nice.
좀 신로나
3, 4
아,
times, maybe you become too tired.
대야 트레일러 돼야 돼야
And
무슨
also-
기본해야 돼. 야타마 용민도.
And also, not just because you reach the top of the mountain in Triund doesn't mean that you really be happy, isn't it?
다가 나지게 디 가라 잘로 데 가서 되고.
Nadi,
박수.
Baksu.
박수다 나디도 솔라. 어텔란도 나가 기본 용도.
Okay, or if you go to the other villages
Gajilan
around
Doni
here,
Doni.
Dharamshala, either Nadi, Baksu, and so forth, doesn't mean that just because you go for a walk in those villages, you become happy. It's not like that, right?
만에 당가 건가사 가나도니 칼라시 모시사.
Or if I go to Kunga, the foreigner restaurant here in Dharamshala,
갑질은 시도하더니 도.
sometimes
야
some
잠깐
people
젠다
don't like also,
지도나.
and then go to
기본
other
메뉴.
restaurant.
제가 가서 잠잠도 나래.
So either if you go for a walk,
갈라사 나래.
if you go for a good
니키 나래.
food,
나래
sleep,
제가 있나요?
whatever you do,
돈다 해피 제가
then
디체도
is in order to
제대로.
get happiness, isn't it?
있나요? 또서
But
제제제제제나
anything that you do,
야르긴도 야야야 찌리찌리 로군도다 버리제 코치도 니도 사가나래나 치도 니도 숨도 디가라 베
Kyopo
데키테 데키테 치리치리 로군도
hmm.
야 나마다 치반도 데긴도 야나 데키테 총총을 로
Okay, since all of us, we do this in daily life, like either sleeping, going for walk, tourism, so forth, in order to be happy, isn't it? Okay, if it's so if we do any of these activities, any of these actions, like in more often, so okay, we sleep more or we go more and more times to the restaurants and so forth, maybe in the beginning you become happy, but then after, how do you think by your own experience? Do you think that if you go too much to the restaurant, like your happiness, since you go to the restaurants to be happy, so if you go every day, all the time to the restaurants, your happiness become bigger, same, or it become less happy? What do you think?
제가 이마이나야 알았어. 뜻을 삼아 지고래. 맞잖아. 되니 기본이
Anyway,
잠잠도
Of
나
course,
지금
all of us,
오케이.
we need to do everything like
Yeah,
this. Like
zagan
we have to
adina
go
ya.
for a walk, for the
가르치
restaurant,
해봐이나.
and I think we have to do.
제고도.
We have to do.
맞잖아. 대기 용이 저 소설
Because we
기본 용이
want to be
제
happy.
제나 되기도.
And so it's
대다
nice to do.
냠도 냠도.
But these together with this,
대 냠바 지니
if you
팀나
do
대기
just this,
대기
and then
처럼 지산도나.
if
예시
you
게다
just
뭐라고
look for your
말해.
happiness outside, that's not the way.
대기 까발라 잠잠만도 소소 되니 대사 지가라 되니 되어야나 대기 지라요레스. 소소 칠로란 잠잠 무시만도 와이나요. 소소 나노라 되니야 대기 때데라요레스.
But then if you think, okay, I'm not gonna for a walk in order to have happiness, I prefer like to be happier here in my own place, like I'm gonna meditate. Yes, you can experience nice time in meditating.
제가 대인 소상가 저 상로 당당라 정들지 샘금근 절대 제당.
So actually we have
오
yes,
데라
to
상로
train our
당대와나
mind.
갑질라 무슨 잠잠만도 와지 칼라 심보 말아와 있나요? 소소 상로 당당 지금 아니 기보 참아 라야지요 레스.
So yes, this shows that actually we have to train our mind. We have to train the way of thinking, of projecting things and to think. And then until the point that even if you stay at home, like just sitting or meditating or just relaxing sitting, we also experience the same kind of happiness that we are trying to reach taken from outside.
나가 뭔가 저 보발래 지스 멜라리 바세지 페미.
Before in the Tibetan history, we have a very good scholar called Milarepa.
아야, 그 식사래, 둘로래, 아니 칼라래, 이네나 단자문이라 콜리 쪼요 말이.
And he was a great scholar, but like he was very poor. Like he lived in a very bad and poor conditions. Like his clothes, his food, and so forth. Like maybe in the entire world, there was nobody more poorer than him.
이마이나 디카울이야. 지 샘그토니 데키 치슈트 디카울이야
But
자문이.
maybe in this world, he was the happier person.
나 디리산이 저는 따다
And
니리카울이야. 여기 리카울이야 참봐봐.
Nowadays, do you know just next to Tushita, behind Tushita, there is the meditator's place. Do you know? Not Vipassana. Just after walking towards Nadi, from Tushita to Nadi. So there is on the mountains, there is the meditator's place. Maybe some of them they are living there for already 56 years.
여기라 데니 무서르가 수술라 디키지 용구요 송자 칼라다도 소테자 메가 있네 무서르고 여기라 로티니지 데투비아다 쭉 가르레즈 델레디니 수술라 디키 치모지 토쿠요 송자 디니지니 데투고요레.
They are meditating for 50, 60 years. I mean, they are leaving that meditator's place for 50, 60 years, and out of their own practice, they could already achieve at least a better and happier state of life, even though if they don't have very good conditions, and sometimes they don't even have good food to eat, but you can see that it's a very peaceful place.
제가 디그 가르텐 거래 지딩아서 삼로 것들이 고 삼로 땅땅지고야 야고지 제트바이나 고 샬로니 데സം 메바이나요.
And what this shows that if you really can understand the way of thinking, and on the top of understanding and transforming the way of thinking, in order to have happiness, you don't rely so much in outer conditions. So in prayer, okay, in order to have a happy life, it's okay if you go for a walk, to have good food, sleep, to have much money, or very fancy house, partners, in order to not have physical happiness. All of this, if coming together, of course, you have a happy life. This is a meaning of happy life. It's true. Okay, please answer me. Okay, apart of all of this that I just told you now, what else do you think that this is the best way of being really happy in this life? Please tell me. You guys at home also.
Being in nature.
Okay.
I think just breathing.
Breathing.
Accepting, breathing, accepting the way the life is.
Ale ani mitse killen chegores pema mitse kare yona mena taram kilena ani chokshida oitsreda ani kilena yang.
아니 잠발라.
I think.
Oh. Wow.
Okay.
저는 비슷하셔.
Yeah, sing, she said.
What?
This is sing. Since you have a mic.
Sing.
I think knowing that my mind doesn't depend on like the social media, the way we get happiness now, like really fast, watching small videos on social media and all that stuff, getting this like fast serotonin. knowing that I can live without it makes me really happy. Does it make sense?
Ani nge tapshi nga mitsedi ki puyo chidu nga tapshi kare tangyore yang kare sana perna tensang ani social media dwa. Oh, ne chagi durab diras. Ja miradu ne nga so ne tang ja miranga so tapa kyopo nga so ragyure ra ani tonton ani temo tonton ja mira ne ja mira shagi dwa. Oh di de la matoba de la matona. Que si temo tonton de la matana nga tadung de ki yos nga di muzinche tumna di ani samlo di ani samla tene nga yani ani de ki tope tabda o nga pechita yos ani chatola konsuti lapso happy peace of mind so peace of mind na simkishite ya
samlo de na jamba chero gonso yobe
someone else so now we have mic here in order for you at home to listen to whatever they are saying here.
What I think is that if we are happy who we are, and we also happy where we have been, and also satisfied what we have. If we are able to think these three factors in
a second, what is the second?
Second one is
first is to know who we are.
No. I mean, we should happy who we are. Some people don't like that. Second is we should happy where we are. Third one is we should satisfy what we have. Yeah, I think if we are able to think these three factors in a deeper way, day to day, then I think it's able to create a better health, wrong life. Once we are happy first, then we are able to share our happiness to other beings with the unconditional love. Yeah, I think this.
Other? Someone else? Peace in mind is the happiness, have the ability to help others is the happiest. Ani Vincent, Shema Ropachidu yang di Kipres.
Yeah.
Okay.
Twitch na.
Thank you.
Number 2 gonzo soya Twitch is. Tagarang number 2 soya the soya gonzo masiti yoya guni chakin tagarang res.
Yes, actually everything that you just spoke here, there are ways of being happy.
Yeah.
Hello.
Ta imba ina ngar chochi momboji ngaso momboji dindiga taw sozo mutsi yongwala ani tawlam dramanda chi interkim nangin tikin dramanda momboji yungu yores.
So the inner and outer.
Inner the outer yes.
Nagitanchi. Yes, so all of whatever you said, yeah, there are ways of being happy because actually happiness comes from outer and inner way of conditions, right?
Yeah. Tayimba diring number cholea ani chingharso matse deki yongwala ta tsud karala rali yores mechara cholea ta chi deshendo matuna chingoto chikchegins.
Okay, so but anyway, so today I'm gonna show you a very brief explanation in the best way of achieving this happiness.
Yeah. Dechera zongoni di tablam de re mare masek deki zade muni tela deni deki muni yongo mudu dechera so samlo tayales.
And then whatever I'm gonna show you here, so then you have to check also if it's really a good way or not way to be happy. I usually say this in my classes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and just like some of you said, and so about either to have contentment, protecting the environment or not protecting environments, be in the environment and so forth. Yes, they're very good in achieving a better life.
이마이나 나를 초고 남그 다 소소고 무세 디키다 뎀바치 요고 요바이나 땅아서 쭈드 가르라 메소체고도
But maybe if we focus mainly in one thing in order to achieve this happy life.
쭈데 소소고 노바 심바치다 노바 킹바치 노바 심바 노바 킹바
is to focus in the contentment, is to focus in the satisfaction.
노바 심바치다 소소고 노바데 노바 심바치다 노바 킹바치 정바이나
So if one is really can achieve this satisfaction, be satisfied, be content, then if one really can live on the top of this kind of state of mind, really your life will be really transform into happy life.
Nowadays,
maybe out of the non-content, the non-satisfied mind, and then we have so many problems among countries, like wars and so forth. Even between people, among people, there are problems out of the unsatisfied mind. Even like stealing, killing, committing adultery and so forth. Why this comes from? It's from an unsatisfied mind. So that's for. Nowadays, how do we spoil or just waste? No. Spoil our environment is out of this unsatisfied state of mind. And how do we spoil our environment or make worse? If we think about this planet, we never think about, or we never listen about, well, who is making wars in this planet, in this earth? There are lions are making war, tigers are making wars, or any animal are making wars. Like we don't listen about that, right? Or even like tigers, lions, elephants. The elephants, they are they're destroying the environment. Like we also don't listen to this.
So
who is doing all of this? We people. Who is destroying environment? People. Who is the creator of? Who are the creator of the diverse sickness in this planet? People. Before chicken. Okay, thank you. And then and before, a few years ago, we had the disease of chickens. Do you remember? Yeah. La aviaria flu, whatever. Do you remember? Avian flu. Yeah, even better. And so we had this avian flu in this entire planet. And then what happened? So we killed so many chicken, like these animals, and so we put inside under the soil. We burn and so forth. I mean, we did this, right?
Yes.
Maybe if I wouldn't say chicken, she'll translate wrongly. It's true. I understand iron. Not chacos.
And
just likewise, like with me, sometimes.
야, 제가 뒤에서도 뒤쪽은 나차지디가라. 코조를 듣고 더니 코조세 코조 사올라는 데 가르쳐. 코조 샤드 미그 마사나 자디가 나살리고 말이 자기 샤드 미그 마사나 자니 나고 말이 파파기 샤드 미그 마사나 파파기 나사 나고 말. 이바이는 아주 대 와요지니 코조스니 코조 사올라 비샤고 말.
So just like chickens and pigs and so forth, like all the time that disease come from animals, what we think that is out of the animals, is the fault of animals and so forth, that we have this kind of disease. But actually, why we have so many chickens or so many pigs and so forth? Because we humans, we eat them. So out of our wish of eating them, then we have so many animals and then they create this sickness. But we don't think like that. We don't think that it's out of our own grace that they develop these, the sickness is developed in their bodies and then come back to us. On the opposite, like we are very arrogant and so forth. And then we, just because we are more powerful than animals, and then we blame animals and outer conditions as the real faulty, and then we exterminate the supposed cause of these sicknesses.
자는라 자기요 바이나 자는 고토라야 자 사올라 네사도나 네 살아요 말와. 자 마운트니 자 지게 야 자. 자네라 자기요 바이나 자데 사올라 네 투야요 말이. 다 자네라 자기요 바이나 가르쳐 그래. 자샤라무 빈도샤도 가샤바이나 소소기 라로 소소기 자샤라무 빈도샤도 가샤바이나 자샤사가마 자샤마사 자샤가 나살래요.
If we are afraid of the kind of avian flu or whatever, so it's not out of just burning the chicken that we are not have the sickness, or that our fear will become smaller. It's not like that. I mean, if we are afraid of chicken or the disease that comes through the chicken, so what we have to do is to control our own greed for eating them. So if we control here the wish to killing them and to eating them, if we control here, and then of course we don't get these sicknesses.
제가 가서 자네 용어야 돼요. 주데 자샤라무 빈도바 마침바지니 자샤 직사 니사 야 자샤이나 자샤 린다 만다 자 텔레티니 나산다만달레 티니 요구도아 마도 소소지 야나 자자 테마 지기사 야나 자그리 찍마도 잔다마사냐 오지 이바에 나가서 자샤 라마라기 샤사고리 대앞에 가디나 사고 자 딘존 도바도 단세제 마토 예송자 텔레티니 소소라 나사도 보고요.
And but on the opposite, like even if you are afraid of chicken diseases, avian, the chicken disease and so forth, like what we have to do is to really decrease this sort of attachment or greed, to have more contentment towards not eating so much chicken and so forth. But because we don't practice this contentment, so what we do, like we eat chicken all the time. We have to eat chicken. Not only we have to eat chicken, like we have 1 chicken, 2 chicken, 3 chickens, and sometimes not just one kind of chickens, like many kind of chickens. We are never satisfied. Like we keep wanting more and more types of. On the other hand, if we at least, okay, like we want to have chicken, okay, so have 1 chicken or just one kind of chicken could be a little bit okay or better, but we are not satisfied. We are never satisfied. We don't practice the contentment, so we keep wishing more and more different types. So for this reason, so we consume more, and then of course much more causes for diseases.
Likewise,
and likewise environment. And so because we keep planting and we keep using the environment in a very wrong way, even like we plant many kinds of beans and so forth, we plant in a very disordered and uncontrolled way, and we plant in very different ways, and here and there, and anywhere we really like destroy the environment in order to plant things that we will consume. For this reason, like we are destroying the environment, and we can see how is the state of environment nowadays.
that's what sama yonsam jungkong sud kara.
And actually, what is the origin of this? Is out of the greed of we human beings.
And so
what we have to do? We have to understand the difference between wish and attachment. Because we need to have a wish, but the attachment, we have to understand what means attachment, what is the essence, the function, and how attachment arises in our continuum. And on the top of understanding this, and then if you can, we have to, if you can control the attachment, if you can reduce attachment in our continuum, then definitely our life is going to be happier. The society is going to be happier. Either the country is going to be happier, and then we don't destroy environment. So we really, this can come like that. But on the top of this, but instead, if one doesn't do this, but what does, like, just leave one's own attachment or greed like that, so we just leave our attachment like that, and then we keep trying to take from outer conditions and outer objects, and then to try to fulfill our unsatisfied mind. This is never going to be a heaven end.
And gomo sa and so gomo jarana nibya go ore nibyarana ton tini chi bom rana tini tanda ko la ndumato tandix laim do ko tada korung rajing pajo gomo round o tandix zag ko choloni simya jigu chiri do ema.
But then, for example, some of us, we think or we believe that our attachment, our happiness is going to be satisfied, fulfilled if we have money. And then we engage, we strive the whole day, the whole life, like trying to have 1 more money, 2 more money, 3, 4, 5, infinite money. And even if you if you can accumulate or collect so much money, like this never fulfills our wishes, isn't it?
And then
and even if you collect so much things from outside and we don't control our greed, this attachment and greed is just going to be bigger and bigger each day. For example, if one is very thirsty and drinks salty water, it's going to be even more thirsty, isn't it? It's not going to finish that, satisfy that this thirst. Just like if I'm too thirsty and if I take the ocean water, I mean, it's not going to be helpful to exterminate this thirst. And why this example is to say, because our attachment, because our attachment become bigger and bigger all the time, that visualize or that see all the sensorial objects, like something form very nice or very good sound or something tactile and so forth, or money and so forth. When this wish visualize or look at these things that is going to be happy, but actually it's not like that. Like as much as one has, the desire become bigger. For example, we are people, right? We people, we live in one certain realm or dimension of existence or realm that calls desire realm. Have you heard of that? Why are we beings of desire realm? Because we are too attached to the external things, for example, money. So what I want to tell you today, I'm suggesting you that if you really can be more content and really cultivating the satisfied mind, you really can achieve a better, happier life. But if you cannot do this, if you try to change external conditions, maybe you can have a better life, but in a temporary way, but not in a ultimate or in a long-term way.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes, no.
Okay. For you, is yes or no? And if it's no, if it's yes, also, we want to listen to you.
Yeah, that's what you
Yes. Okay. I want to invite you for questions, doubts, suggestions, or questions related to the topic that we talked today or to any other subject. You're welcome. Any question?
Yes. I have a question. We attended the class 2 days ago, and the teacher spoke about the good motivation that we have to have towards all other beings. And I wanted to ask, it was about the attachment that we have toward that we should not the intention, that good intention we have to have towards all beings. I wanted to ask how can
good attachment.
No, the intention that we have to always have a good motivation, a good intention towards all beings and all our actions. And I wanted to ask how we can find the strength to have only good intentions towards people that we know of that have bad intentions towards others. Like, for example, towards the people that are contributing to destroy our environment.
You can say.
Yeah. How can we find the strength inside ourselves to be good to them and to have good intentions towards them and not hate towards them?
Da simčitam la mines na ne kum ya pozo goresia porque goresra ane pense da udoas ine anda da digidus ine anche simčitam la mine ya mena simče kashe konsultuchares konso ngatsola kulundukchayores ine anche ngatsola kulundukchayo na ngatsogi konsola kandes kulun ya podaos ne ketukires.
Lasso tuchena.
Thank you for your question.
Karare labayina azu simchen tamjelaya sewa chegore kozo dingon thada dewan thada dena sambi samlo tangu guba jimsan karre lamna.
What is the reason that we have to think that all sentient beings we want to be happy and we don't want to suffer? Why? Because we all sentient beings, we are exactly the same in the sense of we all wish to be happy and we want all of us, we don't want to suffer, right? And so in this sense, we are same and we have to be aware of this. But but when when people like act in a wrong way, have a misbehavior or act in a negative way towards us or towards anyone else, like you have to know how to differentiate people and their actions. The person is acting in a negative way, the negative action is not good. This we have to counteract. We have to try to avoid or block. This is true. the
랑신
person,
세는
but the
가서
person,
뭐 차네
the nature,
나다
the
지금
essence of the
콜라
person, just like
데키 보고
myself,
나라
just
데키
like
보고
you, like
콜라
he
등을
also
보고
wants
나라
to,
등을
to be
보고
happy,
얘가 아니
and just
지금
like
내
he
상호
doesn't
당샤나
want to suffer, and the person also doesn't want to suffer. So you have to think like that.
데 미드까 지금 봐야
And
되라
so-
니제 데키 두고 요레스
And if you can think like that, differentiate the things, then even if a bad person, you can cultivate compassion towards the
마도
person.
미디가 자와 디까데 미디 랑신 마도 상로 당샤나
But
미텔야 니제 게
But
토요
if you label a person a bad person out of their bad actions, then definitely, like if you perceive a person bad just because his actions are bad, then definitely you cannot raise compassion and so forth towards them.
베샤바이나
For example,
게 단다 델라
this
킬라도
fabric
델레
here,
뭐 고고 그
this-
딜라도 코페 디까도 이샤나
if this fabric is plenty of dust, and just because it's plenty of dust, it's dirty, and I just throw it away,
수교라래 나로 교라 그래서
who is gonna receive the problem or the fault? Myself, because I lose my fabric, right? My robe.
딜라고소 출라야
Oh.
오지 추니
But instead, if I say,
딜라
oh,
뭐
it's dirty, so I'm gonna
아니
clean
나도
it,
건
and after I wash it, it's gonna be clean again, and then I can use it.
내 나신 거 미디 자가
Likewise,
디까 지금
even if the
이마
person has
대가서
a bad,
반서 돌리지
bad
나시
action,
동고 나도 참아대 좀
then we
반서
have to
돌리지
discuss, we have to talk.
내가 대 디까래 가셔 셔다 대 캐나 디까래
We have to
They-
talk
they
with
didn't know
them. We
about
have to
me.
discuss with this person, like, because we are human beings. If we are human beings, we are able to express our thoughts. And so if we are able to express our thoughts, is the definition of human being. And so we have to discuss, we have to give the reasons why it's wrong action, so forth. And then their actions become better, and then we have good relationship.
소소 셰럽에 줘도
And then we have good
뇨다
relations, then
세트 제바이나
it's nice.
남지게
Because
쟤는
if we can use
소소라
our
두고 다니데
wisdom,
소소 쪼보 차는 되는 뭐 뭐요
if we can use our wisdom and then transforming the bad action towards good actions, and then we receive a new friend after helping the person to correct the bad action. Okay.
즉 퀄리티와
Jennifer, yes, you can open your mic and video and make your question.
민도
Hi,
소리
can you hear Becky and Nani? Can you hear me?
Not so much.
Oh, is it not clear?
Now it's better.
Okay, is it fine now?
Yes.
Okay, como de day here. I'm from Taiwan, so it's evening now. And thank you. I have a question. Like Geshe-la is teaching us, we need to develop content with our inner mind and cultivate satisfaction, right? Can you hear me?
No.
No sound?
Say again. No. No.
Can you hear me now? Now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now I'll do it again. Okay. I'll start again. Okay.
Yeah.
Como de lei, Geshe-la
나서 고모들레
and Annie. Yeah, Geshe-la is just teaching us if we want to be happier, and then we need to learn to be more content with our inner mind and cultivate a satisfactory, right? And
yes.
but even like even some people like my friend, they learn some similar concept like this, but still it's difficult to tell them, to cut the desire of attachment. And my question is how to help them, or how to tell them. For example, like today about this teaching, I tell my friend there is a teaching about happiness and well-being in our life, but he choose not to attend because he want to watch TV, like attachment. He thinks watching TV is happy for him. And even he understand the concept, learning, is good for him, but he still, indulge in his desire. So I want to ask Krishna how to tell my friend, not to spend so much time on their attachment, like watching TV or eating, something like that, or playing video game, doing meaningless things. How should I tell them? Thank you.
Did you all hear?
Yes.
You agree? And thank you, Jennifer. And thank you for teaching also the Geshe Chinese. Thank you. And Nilaso, Diki Chisondra, Namgyunda, Ani Mitedi Kipuyan Chidurani, Tana Chokshikula Gilapima Posonza, Chokshitiani is the parties new Chidurani Tapshida Resra. Inam Pernada, Nangushi Yura, Namjun Kodocha Chimpodwa, Shukshimpo Soto and Temotayani, Chapa Shukshimpo Yures, Ani Kola Labin, Sinachi Yures, Ani Mitse Kipuyangi Tapshikolares, Laiba, Ine Uncle Drale Mason Karechinisana, Ko Chapewangi, TV Tagaran, Temotaga Dawani Veshas, Ani Karechinisana, Kisla TV Tana, Ani Temodavotana, Ani Kola Kipo. Ani kipo topegi gyuda odwa ani ine andira maresra di masonsa ni tanangi chiwa kresana da soso chawa kanjuma jungi chawa ani shukchen poma chaya tangsra natso tu mitse taran tola madroya tangs ani so chakwatis nyurutangi tapshi kare yomi
제가 영화서 무엇이고요 지금 아까서 고통의 만으로 지려 기체슈지 가르 노바 총와 촉시바 제고 그래 랍디가나 노바 촌이 마치 라오요 말에 잘라 촌이 마냐 라오레 오 기실라들이 노바 총와 촉시바 제고 다 드링에 가봐 이게 드니라고 말이 돼.
Okay, something that we have firstly to understand is that we have to differentiate clearly the difference between wish, like the wish of having something, and attachment. Okay, when we say we have to reduce attachment to increase contentment, doesn't mean to exterminate, to eliminate completely any kind of wish. For example, I want to be happier, I want to have less attachment or more contentment. For this reason, I just throw away, I just abandon, I just throw away my mobile. Like, it's not like that. What means like don't attach too much? Means to reduce attachment means whatever one has, whatever one already has, be content with this and don't keep wishing, don't keep craving for I want like this more and more, I want different, I want whatever the other has and so forth. That's the meaning. Just like clothes. For example, be content with whatever one is already using, wearing. But for example, in the case of your friend that is attached to watching TV. I mean, it's okay if he watches TV. But he has to take care of not watching too much. If he at the same time has something like more meaningful and then has the program that he likes, then you have to watch yeah. And so if one compares like the importance between the two activities, something that is very important activity rather than watching TV, and then definitely one just leave the TV aside and then goes to the important activity. And in order to understand what is the most important, one needs to be wise.
디랭아니 여기 가서
both of us today we went to the to the mountains, and then we met three Argentinian people. Yeah. And then they told me, we went to the main temple, and then we saw the debate among Tibet monks. What is this? What they are doing? What they were doing? And what I told them, they are practicing to increase their wisdom. They're making their the wisdom bigger. And what is the benefit of this? Whatever activity that we engage with, we can do it in a very precise way, in a faultless way. This I told them. So first thing is to need to be able to recognize the importance between the two activities. I also usually take notes of the classes, but I also usually say that is just like mobile, like you have to be satisfied or have contentment in the use, the way of using the mobile, Why? Because if you use too much mobile, like either your ears and your eyes, and you spoiled your eyes, and also you waste your time. And also together, like you spend money, and yes, because the money, the credit inside your mobile is going to be finished, isn't it? Because if we watch so much, like we have to put more credit, and monthly, and not only like we have to put more credits monthly, and a part of this also like your eyes, yes, your eyes is going to be spoiled, and then you waste your time of your life. And then not only that, like you even like waste so much time in engaging other activities. So for this reason, whatever one really likes the most to do or to watch and so forth, whatever activity one's really enjoy the most, usually we say hobby or how we spend mostly our time. So one has to watch from both sides, from all the perspectives, like not just look at the side of the qualities or from the side of the positive side of that activities, because that's the reason that we like, but also we have to watch to see or to observe, to recognize the faults of that activities. Like we have to watch both, like either the qualities and also the faults of that activity or thing that we like the most. We have to be wise enough in order to criticize every activity that we engage in. For example, when I went to Brazil, I went to one house that was the mother and the kids. I mean, and one of them, yes, thank you. And then, and so I went to meet a family. So it was the mother and the two kids, and so the girl, the girl, she smoked so much. The boy drank so much. And then every day she smoked like 40 cigarettes a day. And she was very, very skinny, and sort of her skin was almost black, but not naturally, like it was black out of the disease. And her mother, the mother, she doesn't have the throat because she had cancer, throat cancer out of smoking also. And then when she spoke, it was like that. She couldn't speak. She cannot speak properly because out of the cancer, out of her attachment to cigarette, and so she had to take out her throat. And then her daughter was following exactly the example of the mother that just lost the throat. And then what the daughter said. And then the girl, what usually she told us, my brother is so bad. My brother is so bad because look how much alcohol he drinks all the time. He's so stupid. But she never looked at, like, you're also smoking so much. She said she didn't recognize this as a fault, but she kept pointing out of her own brother, like, look at how much alcohol he drinks. You see, because she just see the quality and the pleasure, sort of the qualities of drinking alcohol. She has no idea. No. She just see the qualities of smoking because she was a smoker, right? And so she just saw the qualities of the smoking process, and not she couldn't see the faults of smokes. But on the other hand, she could see the faults of drinking alcohol, which was the problem of her brother. And then slowly I spoke to her. What do you think that your mother become sick of, or cancer of the throat? And then maybe in the future you also become you also can turn to be like cancer sick. And then you also have a kid. You also have a kid in the future. If your kid look at you like without throat also as well as your mother, what do you think that your kid will feel? I told her. And then in the end, maybe in the end, she cried a little bit. Yeah. I'm gonna take care of myself. She said. Yeah, okay, so, and then I told her, okay, in daily basis, like you smoke, nowadays you smoke 40 cigarettes, right? And then after 1 week, maybe you can smoke 39 cigarettes. And then after 1 week, you reduce it to 2 cigarettes and so forth. Like you have to decrease gradually. I told her. And then maybe in the future you slowly reducing gradually. Maybe in the future you can completely abandon this addiction. I don't know what she's doing now, but anyway. But what I said is, what I said is, whatever you do, whatever your addiction or your actions is, you don't look just to the qualities, but also you have to look at the faults. So you have also to. So anything that you are touched, activity, think, food, whatever, you have also to look at the faulty part, and maybe you can even ask someone else about what do you think about this action and so forth. And then slowly you reflect, and then you can reduce this attachment. That's what I wanted to say.
That's all.
Okay. Question? Oh, we have 2 mics. I didn't know.
Thank you for today's section. Actually, I have a fear of future. Because something happened in the past that still haunts me for the future, because of which I'm unable to be in the now, because in the now that future always haunts me. So it feels like past is walking with me. How can I help?
Yeah,
Depa chawa duchada o chiches chonsora. Mane chawa ducha di gengi nga maung pala shigdwa. Dimba sonsan tadanga yapo tandawala nga yapo ni tonan chitu gimi dosra karina kaduina maumba ni shenandawa ni kiedu resra. Mane dimba sonsa di dawo nga tsorgidus. Ngoma kare chonsona kaduina nga nyamdu. Mane chungidus tsornandawa le gidwa. Dimba sonsa ni tsornan de latene depegi tsornandawa tandawa dawa nga tsorgidu. Di latene maumpegi maumpa nga tis shigidus. Dimba sonsa di maumpa shenandi kandes nyur tangyures.
Ale las. Ta tuso yang nga zo chezang di sonsa nalendraga semgom rikpala lojong chego yore.
That's the importance of studying whatever the Panditas of Nalanda, they said.
Ta pena tanda cheranga tindi ta ndipi ga kawle soso la chishena sawala sopa ta nesar kadi chong yo bayina tindi nesar chi chong wala tini tanda ta mong bayina tindi chi chong sare samba tindi mongbo chikte kar re soso ya nanglo ko namdo ko ya zo yong res.
Well, you said that you have like fear of the future and maybe you're not able to accomplish or to do things in the present, and even like you fear the future out of something that happened before. But sometimes like whatever happened before that you are feeling sort of being present, this sensation of feeling as being present sort of is the result of your own fabricated thoughts. Like your thoughts are keeping that past thing alive in your present.
We have one example.
Yes, so there is one Tibetan proverb that I cannot say in English, but the meaning is something like all these fabrication thoughts or the ruminating thoughts, you know, like the talkative mind. So these ruminating thoughts just bring you problems.
Yeah. Ke karla wore soso namdo ramada jina soso khamba tomba matu tinala chala chune meba hinaya soso sacha shamba chila yona ai ngin khamba nala kaman ran zeyona samni koso kade semla tindi samlo khorong gres te karo namdo gre matu soso khamba nala kaman zena chala ke kuch kiya yo maro khamba ni kitu mare chala ni yo mare soso namdo ngin khamba nala kaman ran zeyona samni utinde samtena soso kangi chim gorwa.
Just like another proverb also, that is these fabricated thoughts or ruminating thoughts are just like perceiving an empty house as full of thieves. What means this? That is, even if one stays in an empty, completely empty room or house, but even like staying in a completely empty house, one is always fulfilled a fear of a thief coming and stealing the things inside that house. But even like it's completely empty, like there is no reason at all to fear for someone coming to steal anything, because there's nothing to steal. But because our thoughts project things and fabricate and fantasize things, and then that person, even staying in an empty house, is completely overwhelmed by anxiety and fear, by someone coming to steal things, even though there's nothing to steal. So this is out of these fabricated thoughts of the ruminating of the drama thing.
But mainly
what I'm saying is, even if you have a very bad experience before, that's not necessarily true for the future. It's not just because you already had a bad experience in the past that it's going to happen again in the future. But since you already experienced this bad moment before, so you have to, okay, I don't want this again in the present, in the future. So how can I avoid this? And then how can I avoid? And then you have really to use methods or ways to avoid the problems again, but like using wisdom, using the discriminative wisdom. First of all, which kind of thought you have to cultivate, like don't be overwhelmed by the problem. So in order to not become completely overwhelmed by the problem or by the fear that the problem will come again. For example, I'm not like a dog, isn't it? For example, for example, we are not alike as the dogs. And so dogs have either the two legs and the two arms, like all of them like directed towards the soil, and in order for them to walk. But we are not like that. Like we just have two legs connected to the earth in order to walk, and two arms in order to touch and to use to perform other actions. Even though like they are more powerful, they have more ability physically speaking to us. But for example, they verbal actions like they are not so powerful because they just can bark, they can speak. They don't can just like us, like person. When we have problems, like we can discuss with friends, we can ask them whatever your thoughts are. You can share with your friends, and then you can also listen through the ideas from someone else, and then you can learn from them out of the qualities of the human speech. So I have better quality than other animals because I am human and I have human verbal skills. Just likewise, also like animals, they don't have this human intelligence or human brain. Like they cannot think in the past and also in the future. And so the first part of the body, the body activities, like they are faster and so forth, yes, but the fourth branches of their bodies, like the two legs and two arms, they use just for walk. We don't use just for walk, we use to walk and to do any other actions. So even our physical actions are more efficient than the animal's actions. So out of these three, like either physical, verbal, and mental actions, like we are much better, like we human actions are much more efficient. They have much more ability or capacity than other animals. And so out of these observation and being aware of our own capacities, and so we really have to be completely like self-confident and be brave and not in order to not give up our own actions. For example, so there's someone here that is speaking to you, right? That is me. Before all my problems, okay, so this person that is talking to you now in front of you, if I would be the one who out of the problems that I already experienced in my past life, I mean in my life, in the past of this same life, right? And so if out of the problems that I already experienced this, if I would be the one that it's gonna be like just keep these problems very alive, and out of this I would fear and I would not be able to act in any other out of the problems that I experienced before. Maybe because I experienced already so much, like really, do believe me, I experienced already so much problems, so much suffering, that if I would be like that I keep these problems alive with me, maybe I not be able today to be here, able to speak and to talk to you. What I'm thinking like is Nowadays, I don't think about my past problems. But what I think is maybe I can stay here in this problem, I can stay here in this earth, maybe just one day. Like this can be my last day. This all the time I think. And I really think I cultivate the mind that maybe this is my last day. Maybe in this life, in this earth, this is going to be my last day. I really cultivate this thought. And so this benefit me in the sense of, okay, and so if today can be my last day, and so today I'm going to use my day in the best way. And so I really do all my actions the best way and in the best way. And so I also, this also brings me back more peace state of mind. It's like that. Well, this is my experience and my thoughts for you. I don't know if it's beneficial for you. Then please do check and reflect on this. Okay. Someone else? Yes. Okay.
Actually, I don't have a question, but I just want to add one kind of experience which I have. So for me, previously, I also same experience like what she had, what she asked today. But when I think deeper and deeper, then I realized that whatever we got hurt from the past, and we transform them into a strength, not weakness. Because through that part, whatever we went through, that made us stronger. Some people thought that makes us weaker. It's wrong, totally wrong. Because we have our own brain, we have our own mind, we have capacity to control our own mind, right? Nobody can. But some people may use in the past or in this life were so hurt out of nice. People may nice about us. People say deform us. But it does not mean that what people say is right. It depends on us whether it is so that we should not think that what people say is that's wrong. What people say whether I read that or not, we have to take ourselves. That is the main thing. Then what main thing is that we should trust ourselves rather than others, because we know ourselves the best. Nobody, even our parents, don't know what thoughts and actions, what kind of problems going through. They also don't know about us. So that we should recognize our own self first. What kind of person I am exactly? What kind of person I am exactly? We should think it again and again. And sometimes people are easily influenced by the external, factors. Sometimes environment, bad people around, even though oneself is a good person, That time we should utilize our own mentality rather than listen to the people's suggestion. That is the very important thing in our day-to-day life. Because this society, especially people talk a lot about the bad things which we haven't done. Even though people lie about us throughout the social media, some people are afraid of deformity, right? Deform ourselves. Actually, we should not fear what people say about us if we are not, right? Some people thought, oh my God, people are talking bad about me in the social media. Surprised and depressed. It's wrong, right? Really, we know our best. How can people say that you are like this, right? Those who don't know exactly we are, right? So we should believe ourselves and trust oneself and take the decision, especially the important decision of our own individual should take by ourselves, by listening the intuition. We all believe our own intuition, right? Each and every person should listen to the intuition. Those who are believing in God or creator, whatever, it's not depending on much, right? Just listen to the inner voice, real pure inner voice. Our spirit will give us what kind of direction I have to move on, so that through that you can able to step up stronger, really. Because I also went through like what she asked, that is totally seemed like I am so experienced. So when she asked, I felt it, really. I felt it, and I also thought like how I can able to stand up, because previously I also went to one of my when I not became unknown, one of my friends says lies about me. I heard. In my dream also spirit guides are showing me, some people may trust or not, it's true. So that I got some kind of information without stalking him or, really in my dreams. Something is wrong behind me. I got some information like that. Some people told, yeah, I'm afraid of black magic, right? But it's not necessary to scare, because I also have a really very horrible dream about the black magic. They done behind me. I felt it. I also asked some of my spiritual gurus. I asked those I feel like comfortable to share, right? So they told you don't need to scare. You have to prayer and believe oneself and listen to the intuition. Please, no distractions and no need to fear. That's true. Because later when I think of positivity and I trust my own intuition, and nowadays I feel not much like that. Whatever I heard past, that is, we have a way to come out from the past, heart experience, It's not, one thing is, what kind of experience we went through, it's all not a permanent, right? So everything is impermanent. So we should think like that. When we are able to calm our mind in a stillness and peaceful way, even though outside factors are very destructive or whatever, not able to penetrate into our mind. That's true or not? We have to think like that. So we should not scare, really. Some people thought in this society, especially the very digitalized, environment, people really scared of what kind of people say about us, not the business of that. In my intention, what I think in the morning itself is that I will think positive towards the others. I will don't care what people think of me. That is very important, because if we care, so many people are there. Some people don't like without reason. Some people don't like if we are telling the truth, right? Especially people who are liars are really tough to listen to the truth. That's true or not? We also know that, right? So we should be honest. Always, the truth will come always gradually or gradually, right? So we don't need to give up whatever the hardships. Sometimes hardships are there because our life itself is in the ocean of suffering, right? Whether we believe or not, our body itself is consistent of so many suffering rather than hardship. Nature itself. If the nature itself is an ocean of suffering, then we should not be depressed on sedition, right? We should try to find us a little light within the darkness, like that. So we should be positive and not need to scare what people talk. If we are not like that, what people talk about, that is the most important, I felt. So thank you.
Tushina, Anila, Tushi.
Yes, it's exactly like this. Exactly what Angela said.
아니 소소라 양 득보당 강에 용야 돼. 양 그
All the
디그
problems
돈이
that one has,
그 삼로 배추직 당 시바이나
if
아니
you can
강에
really
디
use the problems
카레알
and
양
sufferings
독지야 되니 뭐
one already had as opportunity to develop, and so one will have many good opportunities in the future.
가르에서 디가라 소소라 쫀조직 제바이나야 쫀조데 소소가 삼로 야고직 당 시바이나 소소라 펜도 공어디르토야 소소 콘트로티아
Even though if one receive this bad suffering or bad moments, but if you know how to use this to the positive way, so definitely one will increase and will receive so many good lessons.
My
own experiences
during
Corona.
During
Corona, so nobody could come to the classes, right? And so I had to teach just me and the computer. So in the class at the library, so it was just me and the computer, nobody else. And then many people watching the class, so they sent by written, right? And so I was not alone in the room, because there was someone like helping me, sort of the IT person. And so, but he was there and I was here together with the computer. And then so many people like sending their questions. Of course, I don't understand anything, but I saw many letters and so forth. And then the person, usually when he received the questions, he used to send me by WhatsApp in Tibetan. But in that moment he was, yeah, there's many questions here, but maybe we just delete. What do you think? He used to tell me. And then I said, don't delete. Send me. And then what was written? First. You are a very ugly teacher. The second, I think you agree with me. I can't hear your voice properly. This was the second message that I received. And the third message. And then you cannot, you're not able to teach properly this subject. So these were the three messages that I received. And what was the reason that he said? Firstly, you cannot teach properly this class, because the reason that he used is that because I wrote in the board. I wrote in the board, right? And I stand in front of the board. And then I wrote, and then I stand, and then of course they couldn't see. So no problem that I don't know how to teach this class, because I am a monk. But that message was very beneficial for me. Because it's true that first, I'm ugly. True, I'm ugly. Okay. Second, that they couldn't listen properly my voice. And it's true that they couldn't listen properly my voice. And then the third message that I got, that he doesn't know how to teach this class properly, it was very beneficial for me. And then after I changed, I wrote in the board, and then I stayed in.
나라 지도요 말이. 나라티 나고 미두자. 이나게 유로타니가 로트 제시야.
And so this corona period was very important for me, because actually I didn't become sick in that moment, right? And then, but I learned, like, oh, now I know how to teach using the blackboard and the computer in front. So I have to write and be there. And so it was very good learning. But if, on the other hand, if I just become angry against this critic, they don't pay me for this. I'm doing this volunteer. I'm doing this class for benefit. If I would be very uptight mind person, sort of, what, they are criticizing me? I mean, I'm not taking their money. I'm doing this voluntarily in order to benefit them, and still they are just criticizing myself. Like, if I would be this kind of person, like, I would never learn a new lesson. So I didn't do this. I really took it as opportunity. So even if someone give us show us our defeat, maybe if one give us show us our defeat, and if we don't really know how to listen to critics, maybe one can learn so much. So just like in your place, even if someone criticized you in the past, for example, you have to check, like, oh, this fault that this person is showing me, do I have? Well, if I have, so it's a good way to change. If I don't have this fault, so no problem. He's just lying, but I'm gonna take care in order to not develop this fault, and so that's fine. Okay. This is well. Okay. Yes. And so now we are out of time. Thank you so much. And any question, if you have in the future or so forth, please just send through WhatsApp or through your friends and so forth, or Facebook, YouTube, and then Gisela definitely will answer you. Okay.
Ngoni ko tinde ji sheson te jimsa karena te samlo ta so la pendo yo baina chano so mseg nalo la ani nyamsele rochi ani pendo me baina.
And so whatever I said today here, I mean, me and the translator also, like, we really try to do our best as we could speak today here, from our own knowledge here. I really shared everything that I could share today with you in order to benefit you. But if you think that is not beneficial, anything that is not beneficial, please just don't be angry and then just throw it away. No problem. Everything that you think is beneficial, just keep in your mind and reflect again and again. Okay?
Yeah,
because we cultivate so much merit today in these 2 hours, and so let's dedicate this merit, doing dedication prayers with whatever belief you have. If you have all other beliefs, non-Buddhist, please do in your own belief in order to dedicate to these merits.
Buddhism it
doesn't matter if you also don't have any religious faith. If you can, out of the merit that we created here, if you can think, oh, okay, out of this merit, I'm gonna try to do as may this benefit myself, in order to become day by day more and more a better person, in order to benefit others. And so you can also set up this dedication. Okay.
Only Gondon Bevarisho, Tonya Tavari, Maje Banaji, Jevanya Bomebaya, Goni Gondon Bevarisho, Jeva Gondayadana, Dreamy Chujapana, Sadana, Yundara, Dorjan Jangi Gombo near to show.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Question? Okay.
We wanted to mention something.
Oh, we need to mention something. And then now we just so they should different so she go is
And then the course of that day.
that you say I don't know. Yes.
Well,
That okay, I say okay. No, it's just to say that we yeah. No, just to so actually it's just to remember that Shide is of course free of cost, but because we have many expenses, if anyone wishes to participate and donate with something is welcome. If you cannot, it's also no problem. It's like that, right?
That's all.
Oh, it's okay. Okay, no problem. Okay, let's go for the good part. Let's have group picture. What do you think? Okay, let's take picture together. Bye. Ciao.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tchau, Maria Lúcia. Vê se vem logo pra cá. Tá quente aí, hein? 7 horas da manhã.